afternoon and welcome to this special broadcast where we engage councillors of the Khomas region to shine the spotlight on their constituencies as part of a series of information sharing sessions that seek to create a platform for them to speak to their development agendas, milestones that they have made within their constituencies, and also talk about the strides that they have undertaken since taking office. During these sessions, the councillors also speak to community engagement, public engagement, and also other interactive platforms that they use to engage with their communities as part of a system of transparent and honest and accountable governance. My name is Nsinde Limbo. I'll be moderating the session. We would like to inform our online viewers and radio listeners that we do have a live audience in our presence, and the audience will also be given an opportunity to ask questions at the end of my interview session with the councillor. And to our live audience, kindly take note that we are live on air once again, and we are live on the NBC YouTube channel, the Khomas Regional Council Facebook page, and on 5 radio stations of the NBC, which is Kati FM, National FM, Omurari FM, Kaisames FM, and Heart Club FM. So we do remind our audience and also the people coming into the hall to please limit movements within the hall. Also put your mobile gadgets, devices, and any other technological items on silent to please allow for a flow of information. Today we are coming to you live from the St. Barnabas Primary School in the Katutura Central Constituency, where we are joined by Honorable Councillor Rodman, Vezemba, Katjaimo. Good afternoon, and thank you for taking time to speak to us.
Thank you so much, Sadie, for inviting me on this beautiful platform. I'm all yours today.
Thank you, thank you. Now, Honorable Katjaimo, let's just get right into it. This afternoon, we are talking everything Katutura Central, everything that has to do with your constituency. I want you to paint a picture for us. What are some of the dynamics of Katutura Central? What distinguishes it from other constituencies? What are the living standard measures, the population size, some of your key economic drivers?
Thank you so much. Katutura Central is one of the most beautiful constituencies. The heartbeat of Windhoek, the oldest township in Windhoek, in the sense that in the late 50s and early 60s, when our people were forcibly moved from odd location to Katutura, it's very much a diverse constituency. If I have to put it on a scale, on a social aspect or socio-economic aspect, we are below middle class and also a bit above poverty line. But it doesn't mean we don't have people who live below the poverty line in our constituency, and also it doesn't mean we don't have people who live above middle class. And also it's a constituency of about 30,000 residents.
Okay. Now, given the vastness and all these multiple dynamics that you just earlier alluded to, can you outline what does your budget look like? What is the budgetary allocation that you get for some of the challenges that your community faces or the agendas that you have? And what figures are we talking about? Having spoken to the figures, and also just articulate how these figures are distributed or allocated among your residents.
Without wasting much of your time, to hit the ground running, I believe in the last 4 years and 8 months, we have done tremendously well. If I have to put myself on a scale, I always say that we outperform ourselves. In the sense that on income generating project, in the last 5 years, in the last 3 years, so to say, we sponsored the small businesses owner with equipment so that they will be in a position of creating job for themselves and also for others, to employ 1 or 2 young people out there. And we spend around 800,000 on that. Also when I came in, what was topping my priority list, it was to make sure that we are going to have a free community Wi-Fi. In the last 4 years and 8 months, we happened to bring Wi-Fi at Jacob Marengo Secondary School and also at Katutura Library to the tune of 500,000 because we paid this for the last 5 years. And I believe it did a great justice to the young people, specifically those who study at the tertiary institutions, because today they don't need to take taxi or Yango to go to school just to go do their assignment. Now they do this stone away from their houses. That's number two. Also on education, we constructed a soup kitchen at Namibian Primary School. It cost us around 1.35 million. And also it's fully fledged soup kitchen, also because we bought the equipments that cost us around 200,000. And also in the last 3 years, we realized that specifically, or especially during when the students are trying to register, they struggle with the registration money. And also in the last 5 years, our office sponsored about 31 students, and that cost us around 80,000 Namibian dollar. And also we didn't end there. We know that those who didn't make it, also they have to go to NAMCOL to upgrade themselves. Those who are upgrading also, we sponsor them. We sponsor about 21 students to the tune of 50,000 Namibian dollar in the last 5 years. And I think on education also, we try also the young learners to study at very conducive environment. And we constructed entrance gate at Bethel Himumune Primary School, and also a guard room there, and cost us around 230,000 Namibian dollar. Those are some of the things that we done on education aspect. Also, beside that, on every year, we know that we are living in a some of our people, they live below the poverty line, as I alluded earlier. On that aspect, every year we have a program called Back to School program. On that, 150 learners benefited from that, and also to the amount of 150,000 Namibia dollar. Those are some of the things that we have been doing in the last 5 years.
Yes, thank you, Honorable Councillor. Now, before you go on about all these positive stories that you have made, I want to understand the level of impact. How do you measure the impact of these initiatives that you undertake? And I also want to just bring your attention to the priority areas. How do you identify who should benefit? What informs the priorities, and what informs the identification of beneficiaries, and how do you measure the impact of these initiatives?
You see, as I'm conversing with you right now, I'm not saying I'm saying we. First of all, we have a community development committee, and these are the people who live in the midst of the residents, because these people, the composition of this development committee is the representative from every clusters in our constituency. And these people bring what are they dealing with in their neighborhood. And that's how it came about, that we need to do this and that, and it helped us a lot on that note.
Now, as a layman person, I would want to know if maybe these things are just tailored to, to just window dress. I want to understand if there is really a beneficiary that will speak to that. Can you maybe give us figures to say that so many people, and there was this impact because we could measure this, because we had visited that community and we saw the beneficiary was living the dream as a result of our initiative?
Yes, the unfortunate part, we don't have academic records to say that the research that was done this year is saying this. But from observation point of view, I'm telling you, last year, we gave somebody pizza making machine, and it cost us around 30,000. That guy used to have one outlet somewhere here. And today, as we are speaking, he opened his second outlet, a pizza outlet at the Shetu Market in Single Quarter. That shows that he created the job for himself, it boosted his business, and also beside that, he created job for other 2 or 3 in his business. And also secondly, I said that, I was a student also once a time. I used to take a taxi to go to NAST to go do my assignment. Today, they don't need to go there. They can do assignments stone away from their homes, or they just walk into the library and do the assignment from there, or Jacob Marengo. When you have to put that on balance of probability, you will see that we brought changes to the life of the young people in our constituency.
Yes, indeed. Now, I want us to talk about poverty, especially at household level. You mentioned earlier that you have a mix of dynamics in your constituency. There are those who live below the poverty line. So, as part of addressing poverty at household level, are there any deliberate interventions that you undertake as a constituency to ensure that there is at least income-generating activities that the communities undertake to improve their living standards, especially at the grassroots and household level?
Yeah, very much. And to add, besides, it's in economy and any setup, we all know that we have a scarcity of resources. We will never have enough to meet all our needs. Yeah, and we take care of our, I want to use a very good word, the underprivileged residents of our constituency. In the sense that in the last 3 years, about 300 individuals, those who are living below the poverty line, every year we buy new blankets. And also, simultaneously, I brought in the issue of, I brought in the initiative of also handing out second-hand deadly used clothing to these people. The luminaries of our society and the Good Samaritan out there, they help us with that. We try also to close that gap to see how we can assist there. And also, every year, as I alluded earlier, that every year the people who benefit from back-to-school program are those who are living below the poverty line. We know their parents cannot afford to buy the school uniform. It's where we came in to help them.
Now, I want to be very deliberate in terms of the income-generating activities, because that's where we would have a ripple effect of how that would translate into community improved livelihood. Were there any activities undertaken?
About 57 individuals benefited from that. And we injected 800,000 Namibian dollar, close to 1 million. It's not enough. That's why I came up a few years ago. I sponsored a motion in the Khomas Regional Councils, which was supported by all the councillors, that we must bring in the Khomas Expo. And any proceeds from the Khomas Expo, we are going to plow back into the community. Instead of every year now, I'm getting 277,000 for income-generating project. But if we start making proceeds from elsewhere, we might spend $1 million a year on those initiatives. If we do that, we are going to do a great justice. I know it's not that much, but at least we are making a bit inroad in that.
Okay, now despite the general approach that you take or that central government takes towards issues of development and other targeted interventions, there always seems to be issues that remain prominent in every community. Issues such as crime, issues such as youth unemployment, and these issues often plague our communities to the point where there is uncertainty in the communities, communities become unhappy. Are there any long-term interventions that you're undertaking to deal with these issues at community level?
Yeah, first, let me start with the high crime in the area. That is anyways a national crisis, but we are not exceptional. And since my very first year, I have been working hand in hand with the commander of Katutura police station, and we are always on the ground to see how we can try to curb high crime. And also one of the things that the contributing factor to the high crime is that our youth, many of them, the unemployment rate of it's skyrocketing. Something needs to be done. Yeah, but I'm working hand in hand, and also I have been encouraging the residents to start neighborhood watch so that they can take care of themselves. And as I'm speaking now, I have been receiving calls of the groups from certain clusters in our constituency who want to start this neighborhood watch. But also, we need to come in to aid them to see how we can assist them, especially my office and also the Namibian police. But we are coordinating. We are in charge. We know what time what area is a crime-prone area in our constituency, and the police officers are always on the ground informing me what is happening. On that note, on the high unemployment rate, I'm very much happy that the National Youth Development Fund is coming. I think it's going to be launched soon, and it's one of the things that I have been advocating for. That we must find ways, deliberate ways, of how to solve the issue of unemployment rate, specifically among the youth. It's giving us sleepless night, and we have been trying, as I alluded earlier, with our income projects, and also when you look at the beneficiaries, for the last 5 years, 57 people benefited from this. But if I have to put it, to convert it into percentage-wise, you realize that the 60% of that 57 are youth.
We live in a disaster-prone area. Windhoek itself is very prone to several kinds of natural disasters and other phenomena. And I believe your constituency is no exception. Now, we are talking about heavy floods, we are talking about heavy rains, other extreme weather conditions such as the cold and other unfortunate incidences that may happen, such as shake fires. How do you, as a community or a constituency, deal with these kind of conditions when they apply? What risk intervention measures do you have in place to counter these unfortunate incidences?
We have a constituency disaster risk unit, and also beside that we have a regional one, and it's like a chain. The constituency one is connected to the regional one. The regional one is connected to the national one through the office of the Prime Minister. But at the constituency level, at the regional level, we try our utmost best. Even if the residents' houses are guarded by fire, we help. We help, but not that very much. We help, but some of them, if they have these iron zinc corrugated shacks, or so to say shelters, we buy those sheds, those iron zinc, and also timbers and so forth, and also to bring in to help them with some other necessities that they need. But it's just there's a lot that need to be done in that area. We need to do more, because this thing is happening almost every single year or after every 3 months. And what I appreciate very much is the community themselves. When something like that is happening, that if such calamity fall on one of us, the community try to come in and help one another.
Now, let's talk about public engagement and how you interact with the community. We do know that public engagement is key, especially in the aspect of governance and for grassroots communities to feel included. How do you ensure that you keep in touch with the residents through which platforms do you normally engage if you want to send out information, you want to communicate about the availability of services and ensure that this information reaches all corners of the constituencies? Speak to us about the platforms and your other public engagements.
When I came in as a councillor, we initiated information sharing day that we hosted, that we host annually. It's something that also helps young people out there. Besides that, we quarterly have community meetings in different clusters of our society. We know we know the sense of our constituency, as I said earlier, that we are 30,000. We have a 30,000 population, but most of the time, the meeting you will have less than 30 people who are attending those meetings. The community themselves also, we must do more, because we try to sensitize, advertise, and promote it that we are going to have a meeting on this particular day. But we most of the time, we have community meetings quarterly. And also, what I left out is we initiated a Health Awareness Day to create a social cohesion among the residents, and especially also to give them tips about health awareness. On our very first year, we had a Katutura Central Marathon walk and run around the boundaries of our constituency. It's a very small constituency. If you have to go around our constituency, it's only 10 kilometers. Every year we host that Health Awareness Day to encourage our people. As you know, that if you exercise, you listen pattern on the health sector. If you exercise so very frequently, you are not going to get sick. Therefore, you are not going to put burden on the health sector. When we renovated Katutura Health Center, if you go to the doctor's room, it's a very beautiful doctor's room. And after that, I penned a letter to the former Minister Shagula, Honorable Kalubi Shangula, saying that Katutura Central, Katutura Health Center is very much overwhelmed. Let people walk in if they need any help at Katutura Hospital. But as we are speaking now, the current minister, Honorable Dr. Lubi Dao, she assigned 12 doctors to Katutura Health Center. Therefore, I think we have done a lot also in that aspect. But before I forget, when I came in, it was also part of my manifesto. I was saying that I'm going to paint the pensioners' houses. In the last 5 years, we try our utmost best with the sponsorship from the corporate world. We painted more than 50 houses, pensioners' houses, to try to beautify their houses and for them to have a sense of belonging. Thank you.
Now, as a person who just joined and I just started listening to this interview maybe a while ago, if I give you an opportunity to summarize and highlight, what would you say are your most notable achievements, are your most notable areas in which you can say, yes, indeed, my legacy will go down. It will be known as I have done 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, just for a summary overview.
Summary overview. Number one, when I came in, I had a very small meeting with my staff members, and I was saying, is this our office? They say yes. And I said, before the end of my tenure, we are going to have the office of our own. As I'm speaking right now, we are constructing our own constituency office. The work has already started, and it's going to cost us between 11 to 13 million Namibian dollar. It's one of the highlights, that one. Secondly, I said that we are going to bring Wi-Fi to Katutura Central, and we have done that. And also, we are busy, as we are speaking right now, to connect, to bring that free Wi-Fi at every school in our constituency to cover the school itself and also the neighboring area. We are busy with that as I'm speaking right now. That's number two. Number three, I brought other aspect of pushing people or to say that if you are a leader, you must be led by the spirit of empathy, love, and compassion. Why I'm saying that? I'm being called that I'm a combo counselor. It's true, because every month, 10% of my salary, I give it to the community. Because even in the developed world, if you go to the developed world, they have those food bank. And I took it from my own pocket to give to the community, 10% of knowing that every mother must make sure that a certain family in my constituency are eating from my pocket. And also beside that, on encouraging education, personally, every year I sponsor $1,000 to a DAX learner at every school in our constituency, those who are performing well. Those are some of the highlights, and the one that I mentioned earlier. Thank you.
All right, Honorable Councillor, I'll allow you to pause there for now so that we can just give you a breather. Now we are in conversation with the Councillor of the Katutura Central Constituency, Honorable Rodman Vezemba Katjaimo, speaking to us about some of his milestones that he has achieved during his tenure of office. We will now open the floor for questions from the audience that is here. And I would like to remind our audience once again that you are more than welcome to ask your questions in any Namibian language. But we would like to also request that you are very brief, and let's keep our questions straight to the point, very brief and very respectful, and stick to 2 questions per person. We will allow a round of questions to also just give you an opportunity to come back to you so that we give everyone a chance to ask questions. Once again, please be very brief and stick to the point and very respectful in your questions. We will be asking the questions through the moderator, and I will then give the platform to the Honorable Councillor to respond. Thank you. I'll just ask my colleagues to please avail a roving mic for the questions in the audience. Yes, sir.
Good afternoon. My name is Sean Garisek. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, Honorable Councillor, thank you very much for your very well presented interview. I would like to start by first thanking you for your leadership throughout the 5 years, or 4 years and 8 months. Immediately, I want to get into the things that you touched. You were asked as to what are the key economic drivers in the constituency, and I did not get something, but I wanted to ask, you indicated that 500,000 was spent on Wi-Fi. You indicated that certain things were done. For example, 1.3 million.
Sorry, excuse me, sir. Can you please just pause it there so that we can attend to a technical problem? Maybe we will have a different microphone. Just give me a moment so that the team can sort it out. Maybe we can have another microphone.
Yeah. Is it fine?
Yes, you may please go ahead.
So you indicated 1.3 million for a soup kitchen, 230,000 for an entrance gate. I wanted to know what determines as to the priority areas for income generating programs. You spend 500,000, but for gates, for Wi-Fi, you spend over $2 million. Furthermore, I wanted to understand, you prioritized, you say 57 individuals benefited from the income generating programs, as well as the Wi-Fi. All of it you refer to as the youth benefiting. What are you doing apart from painting houses for pensioners, the other residents of the constituency? You say we are about 30,000 constituents, but your focus mostly was only on young people, youth, while you also mentioned that there are national youth efforts already for young people. What about the rest of the constituents? In conclusion, I just wanted to know what determines these individuals and what determines the areas you choose, because clearly the areas you chose to build gates, to have soup kitchens, to have Wi-Fi are just in a rural location. How do you determine that? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I will then allow the Honorable Councillor to respond before we go to another round of questions. Honorable Councillor, would you like to take those ones, or should we take another round?
Can you take the questions?
Should we take 2 more? Okay. I will go to the gentleman in front. 2 questions, please. Then we allow the Honorable Councillor to respond. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Honorable Councillor. My name is Elvis Muraranganda. I'm with the Confidential newspaper. 2 questions. Councillor, you have alluded to the proposed or envisaged Khomas Expo. Now, the Katutura Expo was one of the key highlights, especially for residents of Katutura, and a lot of them looked forward to it. in terms of going to showcase whatever products they have and also to make a little bit of economic income from there. For the past few years, we have not seen this expo feature. Could you please indicate to us or highlight as to what has happened and what the future plans are as far as the Katutura Expo is concerned? Now, the last question, Councillor, that is on everybody's tip of their tongues is the Birmingham trip, of which your office was responsible for. There were so many concerns from many people who had said they had given money for the trip and the trip didn't happen. Just an update, as you see, has everybody been catered for and has this trip been sorted out, or what is the latest or the status of the issue surrounding this specific trip? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So we'll now pause there so that we allow the Honorable Councillor to respond. We'll come back with a second round of questions. Honorable Councillor.
Yes, first on income generating project, people who benefited, it's around, the money that we injected into that assignment, it's 800,000, not a 200,000. I wanted to correct that one. And number two, what determines the beneficiary? It goes through maybe 3 phases, so to say. One of them is through the CDC members. And secondly, it goes also to the planning department of the Khomas Regional Council before it's approved. Therefore, it goes through those steps. That's number two. Number three, he asked about that we don't do much on the altars, which I would say is not true, in the sense that we, besides us being a regional councillor, we are also an advocate, because for you to be a councillor of a constituency, you are like a president to that country. Therefore, some of the things that we do behind the scenes. We have been very proactive on making sure that the elders' debts is going to be written off. We are also saying that Red Force must fall. The Red Force must fall. We are also that. We have been engaging with the different stakeholders on those things. Because we know that a thorn in the flesh, especially on our pensioners, is the water and electricity and also their well-being. And also we have been an advocate of saying that there must be increasement on the pensioners grant. We are part of those initiatives and discussions and so forth. I think I did justice to that question. Yeah. Question number two, I was asked about Katutura Expo. I want to place it here, and also for the resident to take it home. Katutura Expo, it was never, it was not the constituency office event. It was an individual event. It's the event that used to be run by my predecessor privately. It was never a constituency event. Therefore, it was not falling under any channels of the Katutura Central Constituency and the Khomas Regional Council. Therefore, it was a private event. That's number two. I think the other question about the Birmingham trip, I think that is the water under the bridge. That issue is already sorted out. There is no noise about it. I think I will end it there on Birmingham trip.
Thank you, Honorable Councillor. I will take the gentleman at the back. Is that a hand, or are you... Sorry, can you bring the microphone to the gentleman in front here? Thank you. Oh, okay. No, I didn't see your hand. You may please go ahead, sir.
Sorry, it's fine. Good afternoon. My name is Edison Wapingene. I want to first applaud the councillor for the effort for the 4.5 almost 5, for what you did. I believe the constituency councillor does not, sorry. Yeah. I believe a constituency councillor does not have its own budget. It operates from the regional council. And with the little what you did, one can see and feel it's still just a drop in an ocean. Especially with the 57 business people that benefited from your fund. What have the councillor, the constituency councillor, yourself, what have you done outside what you get from the regional council, relationships with the embassies and so forth, to cater for a bigger number of those that should benefit directly from your office as a constituency councillor? That is my question for now. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We'll take one more question and then we will allow Honorable Councillor to respond. We will come to you. We will come to you, sir. Just hold on.
Good evening.
Yes, you may please go ahead.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear
Good
you, sir.
evening, Honorable Councillor. Good day. I just want you to reflecting on your leadership, transparency, accountability with the Birmingham project. As you say, it's water under the bridge. People lost their money. Households were cleaned up because people sold their stuff. A person died due to stress, due to the Birmingham project. Now we are going to, and this morning I was listening to the radio. You were warning people, let's not be political at this meeting. However, we are also going towards the election, and you are just mentioning the points that you want to mention. And all those points, we applaud you for that. However, how can you say the Birmingham project is water under the bridge? Because that is emotionless. It is like you are casting darkness in the loss of others. And considering that legacy of yours, do you think that people should still vote for you, or will they vote for you? I thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. We'll just hold it there for now and allow the Honorable Councillor to respond, or should we take another round? Yes. Will you respond?
I will do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You know, first I realized that we are heading to the election, and there is my political foes in the room, and they are trying to bring up that Birmingham story, and to the people who were part and parcel of Birmingham trip, they know what transpired. They know exactly what happened, and just to give you a bit the insight about it, the Birmingham trip, it was about to go to the Birmingham Commonwealth Games, and we were stopped at the airport by who? By British Border Force. Why did they stop us? They believe these people were not genuine visitors. That's all. It's what exactly transpired. And also, we received some funds from the flight tickets, and we refunded this individual all their money. Some of these individuals are campaigning for me as we are speaking right now. They are fully behind me, supporting me to be a councillor again. Therefore, for somebody to come here and trying to play political games, I would take it as a political game, and they must bring it on. I don't have a problem with it. That's, to go to the second question.
No, before you proceed, Honorable Councillor, I want to also just put it in context to say that whatever information that we provide here is for the benefit of the community, and I think on that basis, the councillor maybe would just give it background for those that have asked the question to appreciate the context. So
no, the people who asked the question, they know the story personally.
To give an update for the sake of someone who may
And
not,
I did that. I did exactly that right now. I said what I organized, it was a Birmingham trip for people to go to Commonwealth. As a sport fanatic, I'm a sport fanatic, number one. I was a sport presenter for 16 years. I have a degree in sports. That's my area of expertise.
Yes, thank
Therefore,
you.
when I organized that, it was solely for Commonwealth Games. And when we came at the airport, even you, maybe you have been experiencing that, we were stopped being told we are not Guinean visitors. These things is in the newspaper. Even the former High Commissioner, Moore, he alluded on that. He said that, no, he thought those people were not Guinean visitors to England. And people who were part of this Birmingham trip, all of them, they know what exactly transpired. And they got their due. What they didn't get, let me continue a bit. What they didn't get, it was not refundable. It was not even refunded back to us to refund them. And they understood this.
Thank you, Honorable
That's why I
Councillor.
said it's the water under the bridge.
Yes, thank
Yes.
you. Yes, we understand the context. I think in the context of information sharing, it's important that you just clarified that and highlighted that. So we'll move on to the next question now so that you can address the second question from the...
Yeah, the next question, I understand the question from my brother. But as the late president used to say, we need to understand the system and the processes. I will not approach the embassy on my own. If I'm approaching the embassy, I need to go through the Khomas Regional Council. Therefore, who's supposed to lead that initiative? It's us collectively as Khomas Regional Council to say that let's go visit the certain embassy to give us the certain things that we are asking. And also we should understand that the embassy, they are not here as a donors. They are here to represent the interests of their country, in our country. Therefore, I have been trying to get some of the things for individuals. But the things that we got is through the local Good Samaritan and the luminaries of our society, the people who hail from this constituency, but today they are living elsewhere and they are plowing back into the community. We got that. They help us doing that.
Thank you, Honorable Councillor, for comprehensive information sharing. We'll go back to the audience for another round of questions. Now, I would like to just request the audience members that are posing questions to please just step forward and come and use the microphone in front so that we are audible for the platforms outside. So you may please step forward and pose your 2 questions, and then you step back to your seat. Thank you. Yes, sir, please come forward. Sorry, ma'am. Sorry, just hold on a bit. I'd like to allow the gentleman 2 questions, please. Thank you. Please keep your questions very brief and to the point. Thank you.
Please, come on, Chief. Yeah. Come stand here.
Like this.
Stand this side. If you don't want to, just...
Yeah. Must I talk like this?
Yes, you may please go ahead. You may please go
Okay.
ahead. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ceremonies. Honorable. Thanks very much. Bacha wenda meingirera karanje inakona kokole kumei wenda amwe master ceremony whatever. Sorry. Ovina vihembi nabano inago ya meingire vina utara. Okay.
Thank you,
Katujite
sir.
nei.
Please proceed.
Yeah, leave me alone. Rodman seems Modomburando 2021, 2000 onzwazo palimo kambanje twatoro ikanjimbo mo yiri imbo panamba putugaram imba mo kambanje yo yusanyi 2021 till now for 5 years no change tulara mondo wa panambo pufuwa no mia no vero mbiherivyo beni alo ya beni moko master la peno wako tu bena moko master la peno wako tu mberi morushanja ndo mbe wa vero kero dombula panambo na ende no rushanja ndwi Bena Morurambambo Indon Moshora Rodman Roendo Peno wako tumbera Morambambo be have to me ondo panamba mape unikarume. Turara modo tendando birandi zaure ke dizawanje okondo to munini thanks nini okondo. Turara okondo. Turara modo tenda de tu panamba kuda 2021 till now for 5 years nothing happened. Well, no kondo to.
Thank you, sir. Do you have a second question?
I'm not
Yes, you may please go ahead to your second question.
Hello. Yeah. Sharwe Rodman na wanjengui. Wenjetero vikumbiaza isana wakurundu pasingira mungatie kukamburo vikumbiaza. Ovinambia avishangwa pona mo Rodman na waeta mbokusha. Oanda verese wa modo mbapira kucho vikumbiaza vya njoi muhauta orment. Kucha vya njoi pasingira pombezi anda pukambo. Rodman nangui aluro vikumbiaza o mana isano mo vikumbiaza. Okuizane wani. Mo mana vandu atu eto wahanga uke. Weto wahanga upe panambo tura mo tendando. Ngamba katuno mitutu. Kona ko ekuwa kuya njodo njiwa. Kwatungo donjiwa mindambini donjiwa bakasha. Onjo masere bali no miringo bitano. Tukara poyu samba tuatira podo ndawa no kumuka na wimbo. Tura mo tenda ureke izamumbira dizambi karandoza ira. Lepia mitenya. Aita uro mutenya gamba mangi kare nanga muda tenda ndona ngandurune umurume ndugu omburo mirongo bitano ndetsamba ikwake uri mo kuina kutanga oromendenye ami omburo mirongo bitano nayo pwe ikutire mo tenda ndo imuno mututu anje biruwa duwa poratio ponambo andu uvetu go ngwira odanju ko mahiwa reno angale na tuzo kuzako mulali umwe wakucha vitu vilanga masereta tu momwele mokustera karo kotu ko ina etumbi tupoweru wele tukara poyu fambo pemuka nawi wandumbo wete mamurinyanya ndo wako mastala
Thank you, sir.
okangwini wandumbe karo.
Thank you, sir. In the interest of time, we will allow another round of questions. Thank you very much. Thank you. May I please request my colleague to please give a brief translation for this question? Thank you. Vincent, please just give us a summarized translation of the two questions. Thank you. Sorry, ma'am, before you go ahead, let's just allow the translation so that we don't lose the context of the question. We will allow you an opportunity just now.
Good afternoon. My name is Vincent Marapakaminya, presenter at Omurari. I'm a Mungurepo Radio Chierero. Oh, Mapuriro, the questions were, the gentleman kindly asked, since 2001, they've been staying at the Katutura Youth Complex. They are staying there, they've been staying there since 2021 under a very terrible condition. There are no toilets, and he also referred to the community staying at Khomas Stadium, staying under the same situation, and the guy staying in the riverbed here, close by, which is called the Rodman's riverbed. The situation is still very bad. They don't have any roof on top of their head, no toilets, and especially when it comes to food, they don't have anything to eat. To conclude, that's all, basically his question just turned around that. And then he wanted to thank the councillor. He called them up to single quarters to go get some blankets, but when they got there, the blankets were, the people who got blankets were handpicked, so the blankets had names on. And he is now already 50 years old. There's nothing that he can praise our good government or that we have done good for him, so he's complaining about that, especially the situation where, under which he's living now. Thank you.
Thank you. I will allow the Honorable Councillor to respond to the two questions before we proceed. Just hold on, ma'am.
Yes, it's a very beautiful question, a wonderful question. You know, to give you the background of that issue, those people were taken by my predecessor and some other stakeholders. They used to get free food parcels every month during COVID, at the peak of COVID. And after COVID, the word that I have to use here, I have to say that they were left to dogs. Nobody was taking any responsibility, especially from all the stakeholders, all the governmental stakeholders. They were not taking any responsibility on what is the way forward on them. I tried my utmost best. One of them, many of them, we register them on this Harabe grant. Some of them, they are getting 600 who are residing there. And recently, to give you an update, there is a committee, the steering committee, which is dealing with that issue. The very last meeting, we had a meeting with Honorable Sakwanza, the Minister of Urban, and also the Deputy Minister of Sports, Honorable Dina Balotti. And in that meeting, and some other meeting before that, the decision was taken that these people need to be relocated. But where, when, and how, I'm not yet sure about that. And also my proposal in that meeting, I said that if we are taking these people elsewhere, we must make sure that we are going to give them a proper shelters. Maybe we are going to build these prefabricated houses, and they must have a running water and ablution facility. And in that meeting also, Honorable Sakwaza said, we have to cost that. Maybe, as I'm speaking now under correction, maybe they are still at that stage of negotiating exactly what cost needed to relocate those people elsewhere. Because that is a sport facility, and also, as we are speaking right now, in this area, those youngsters, the talented one, they don't have a place to go. If they have to use a sport facility, we don't have those facilities here. Something urgently needs to be done about that. Secondly, he mentioned the people at Oruramba, Rodman it's another place here. There are people also who are living in a makeshift shelters there. And the question also is coming again and again to me. But those people have been there for 19 years, and I have been a councillor for 4 years and 8 months. And I said that that is a national crisis. There is a serious national crisis. We need to declare a state of emergency on housing issue in Namibia. That situation is not only in my constituency, it's everywhere. When you look at Windhoek currently, possibly if it's not 60% of the residents of Windhoek, because the biggest number of Windhoek residents are living on this side. And 60% are living in informal settlement. Therefore, it's a serious crisis that needs all of us, from us, the councillors, up to the president of this country. Something needs to be done about that.
Thank you, Honorable. Thank you, Honorable Councillor. I think what the community wants to hear is the sense of hope, but I think at your level, maybe it's something that you would perhaps take up for them to engage fellow stakeholders on their behalf. But we will leave it there for now.
The blame is on me in the sense that during my predecessor, those people used to get free food parcels. And now, in the last 3 years, or 4 years, so to say, they are not getting anything. They are saying who's the weakest person there. They say the councillor is the weakest one.
We will leave it there for now, Honorable Councillor. We'll take another round of questions. Yes, ma'am, you may please go ahead. 2 questions, please be brief and to the point. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Verona and my surname is Karugas.
Sorry. Yes, ma'am.
I have 2 questions. In the first one, I would like to make it very clear that, and I will give credit to those people, the individuals, who has initiated the death write-offs of the elders and the pensioners. That's the Khomas Residents and Ratepayers Association, led by Mr. Sean Karisep, Emmanuel Alhamub, Jagi Klute, Elfrieden Overses, and the rest, Nelly Usiku. Those are the people who started this initiative 3 years back. And I'm so grateful to them, and I'm happy that the elders could say today, I do have water and electricity in my house. We have councillors that turn a blind eye on the plea of the community members. And that's where the people came in, and they intervened, and it happened. Now my question is, I would like to ask the Honorable Councillor, Rodman Katjaimo, to answer this to me. Is it true that you are residing in Rocky Crest? And if so, how will you know the problems, daily problems that we are, the members, the community members of Katutura Central is going through, everyday struggles that the people are going through? You are only available 2 days in a week. That will be Tuesday and Thursday that you are at the office. And as far as I can recall, every councillor should be in his office 5 days, 5 working days, 7 to 5 in the office, because it is his duty to be there and communicate with his community members in Katutura Central. Also, I want to know, this community, the school hall that we are standing in now, having this very important meeting, is it Katutura Central or Katutura East? I just want to get clarity. And thirdly, in the same question, I'm going to the second one. I would like to know, when you talk about the Wi-Fi at the library in Jacob Morengo, there's a school called Moses van der Bijl, Katutura Central. We don't have any Wi-Fi there. There's a kindergarten, also in Katutura Central, this side where the Khoekhoekhoba people are residing. There's no area whereby we can sit and say, we do have Wi-Fi here. But yet we are saying, and I'm proud of you, that you are trying your level best, as you are saying, to try to make the living standards of the community members, actually the students, a bit lighter. But what about those in the central area? In our CDC members, CDC community meetings, 3 members, the CDC members, has already time and again mentioned to you that we do need speed humps in Okika Street. We do need speed humps in the name of the street. And also we said, we need an open market, similar like the one in single quarters, Heroro Mall. In the other constituencies, indeed has their own open markets, but when it comes to Katutura Central, in where the Khoekhoekhoba people are residing, there's none to be found.
Thank you,
I'm not done yet, the last one. I'm not done yet, my dear.
Thank you. Please get to the point, because we will allow other people an opportunity to speak. You may just get to the point and make your questions brief.
The very last one. The CDC has been dissolved. A few members has been revoked. They were told that you are no more CDC members. How can Katutura Central community CDC members be active if those who are active within the community be told that you are no more part and parcel of the CDC members? That's what. Very first one, where is he reciting? Is it Katutura Central or East? And the rest will follow. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. We will allow the Honorable Councillor to respond before we allow another question from the audience.
Thank you so much. On number one, I appreciate the Precious Group. I appreciate them very much. As much as they are giving us Precious, also there, behind the scene, we do something. I want to bring that. I will not go. I was given an office to sit and to negotiate, and also to engage, to advocate. I will not go and stand in the streets and start protesting and marching. I'm not at that position. I'm in the position of power. Therefore, I must do something. Therefore, it doesn't mean when we are in our office working there behind the scene, we don't do anything. That is number one. Number two, I reside in Katutura Central Constituency. But every Namibian is given opportunity by the constitution of this country to buy property anywhere you want in Namibia. I have a house in Rocky Crest. I have a house at Okahanja. I have a house, a beautiful home at my home village in Omatako, which is the Matako constituency. Okahanja is Okahanja constituency. Rocky Crest is a Widuk West. But I reside in Katutura Central. Whoever saying I don't live in Katutura Central is not true. I live here in the midst of my people. That's number one. Number two, on, what was another question? Okay.
Wi-Fi?
Yes. On Wi-Fi, we are coming. I have been here only for 4 years and a half. As we are speaking now, there is a program that are being regarded as a viable program that we need to bring it in next year. One of them is to bring a Wi-Fi at Moses Vardebale and to cover the surrounding area. It's coming in the next financial year. I think I did justice to that question. Another one, it was about the CDC. It's a rule. After every 2 years and a half, we must elect new members of the CDC. And it's exactly what transpired. She was part of the CDC, and then after 2 years and a half, her leadership lapses, and other new leadership came in. Very activist also. One of them is this, my brother here, Armando. And I think I did justice to that question. What was another one?
I think...
Yes, yes. That's why we are busy constructing our own constituency office, which is going to have its own boardroom and also community meeting hall. Today, we don't have an office. That's why we are coming to Katutura East. Here we are. Now, this one is Katutura East. But it's at the edge of my constituency. My constituency is just a stone away. Yeah, it's also some members, some residents of my constituency, they're also confused. They don't know whether St. Barnabas is in Katutura Central or is in Katutura East. It's not far from our constituency anyway. Another one?
Thank you, Honorable Councillor. We will take another round of questions. The gentleman in... Sorry, ma'am. I was looking at the two gentlemen. If you would please just hold on and allow an opportunity to them. We'll give you a chance. Just wait for the gentleman in front. You will come, ma'am, please.
Yes, sir. Good evening. My name is Emmanuel Ngakhamuk. I am a teacher by profession. I teach here in Katutura, and I have only one question, or let me say two. The councillor rightfully said that the beneficiaries go through 3 steps. He only mentioned 2, which is the CDC and then the Khomas Regional Office. The third one he did not mention, so we don't know. But my question is, the majority of the beneficiaries, when you look at education, what you have brought with the Wi-Fi and all of that, is unfortunately in the Herero location. Now, when I talk about Herero location, this is the oldest suburb that you will find in Windhoek. So I will call it the former Herero location. Katutura Central spans into various locations, which is the Nama location, we have Namatin, we have Damara location, we have a bit of Remiende, and we have Dolam, and we have Damara Ien, Damara Tue here. Majority of the benefit over the 4 years, 8 months, has gone to Herero location only. And he has said it himself. Now I want to know, going through the 3 steps, is it then possible that the 3 structures did not see that you are disadvantaging the majority of your constituency? Number 2, Katutura Central is one of the hardest hit constituencies when it comes to drug and alcohol abuse. What have you done over the years, especially if you look at the south suburbs of Tamara location, Malaka Dry, going up to Tamara bus stop, coming down here, central shops. Here you are known as the absent councillor. Can you tell us what have you done over the term your term of office with regard to the issues that are drug and alcohol related. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. We will allow, sorry, sir, please just hold on. Let's allow the Honorable Councillor to respond, and after that, we'll allow ma'am to please ask, and then we'll come to you. Honorable Councillor.
Thank you so much. I want to make it very clear. There is a certain picture that are being trying to portray by a certain individual, that I'm a councillor who serve all your Shiro speaking. It's not true at all. In the sense that this I can give it to you. When you look at the beneficiaries, it will tell you, when you read the surnames, read just the surnames, it will tell you how many people from that area that he mentioned benefited from that. And also what he's not telling you the truth is by saying the majority are in that area. It's not true. When you look in Katutura Central, the majorities for this constituency are not from that area. And when you look at this, we did a great justice to make sure that, because it's a very diverse constituency, every tribe of this constituency are represented in the beneficiary list. That one, if somebody is trying to push that one, is for his own personal agenda. And I'm not, I don't want I have to give it to you that there was a time when I was a student in Jamaica. And out of that team, Oshiro speaking, maybe we were 4. But my best friend, the person who we used to be together like this, is Dentago Gurirap. Even if you call him now, he will tell you. He's a sprinter. In my blood, I don't have anything of tribalism. If somebody wants to play that card, maybe it's because of his own thoughts. I don't subscribe to any tribal agenda. Tribalism will not build a nation. It will not even build a constituency. It's not going to build Namibia with the same color.
Honorable Councillor, I want to come in there.
Yes.
I want to just bring your attention to, I think the gentleman mentioned the 3 steps that you follow when you identify beneficiaries. For the benefit of the audience, maybe you can just take us through the processes that you earlier highlighted so that we understand that at which point the beneficiaries are identified.
Yes, I want to bring it to you that also. Me, as the councillor, I wanted to answer the question from the other lady, also with this one. As a councillor, we are not office bound. We are not administrator. We are not out to be in the office 24/7. That is number one. The consultation day with the community is only Tuesdays and Thursdays. But it doesn't mean that the other days I'm not at the office. I might be at the office, but also I might run around with their problems to solve that issues that they brought on Tuesdays and Thursdays to me. I must go elsewhere to see how we are going to solve those issues. Because these people can attest that if there is a person who driven by the spirit of empathy in these constituencies, Councillor Katjaimo, I always try my utmost best to give things to people. Where do I get those things if I sit in the office 24/7? I always go out to solicit resources for my people. Yeah, the steps are very simple. People apply, it's being announced through the radios. They apply, they bring application form at the office. The administrators, they do their appraisals. They take it to the Khomas Regional, to the planning department and so forth. They come with the list by saying, no, these are the successful candidates. I don't touch those things at all.
Thank you.
It doesn't even go through me. Okay. It goes through my office, but not through me as a person.
Thank you.
Yes.
The second question was the drug and alcohol abuse in the area. What have you done? The second question was about drugs and alcohol abuse in the area.
Yes, that is a thorn in the flesh. It's is a serious problem that we are experiencing in our constituency. And I work hand in hand with the police, coordinating that issue. And I know also that the very first person who knows which house is selling what, it's the residents of that neighborhood. And also, we created the tip of channels where you can report without being mentioned that you reported who and who for doing this and that. On a serious note, something needs to be done about it. I will say that there are some people also who are running a non-profit organization, the NGO, that are dealing with those issues, and also we give them support on so that they can have a conducive environment to trade on when they're engaging these young people who are being who are under that bondage.
Thank you, Honorable Councillor. I will take another round of questions from ma'am. Please, you may please come forward. Thank you. 2 questions.
Okay, good evening. My name is Katutura, a 4th-year student at IUM. First thing first, I want to say, Councillor, I'm very proud of your leadership. So I heard that you are campaigning, so I just want to ask, if you're given another term, what is your first project that you complete within your first 100 days? And how are you gonna, let me say, partner or collaborate with other NGOs? Like, I hope you remember me, I came to you with the man from the Salvation Army, and he told you, and you also referenced that, no, you know the Salvation Army and what they do. So I want to ask, what projects of the future, what projects do you have of the future that will benefit the people of Katutura? And my second question to you is that I'm seeing that we only touched on the positive things you did, the advantages, the A and B that you did. So I want to ask, what is the biggest project you promised but did not complete, and why did it fail? Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Honorable Councillor, will you respond, or should we take another round? I think you should tackle this, or should we take another one? You may please come forward. 2 questions. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you, Honorable Council. Yeah, my question here first, before I go straight to my question, I'd like to say that I just want to be very brief and on the collective base, looking at the 30,000 communities that we have in our constitution. So it's what I'm based on. I just want to be brief on that one. In terms that I'm looking at of saying that in these 4 years and 8 months since you have been active in the office, it's what I'm looking at, because we don't want to politicize this. We want to look at the work that we have done. So as a concerned community member, I was looking at this aspect. I'm looking at the Wi-Fi. I'm looking at the Wi-Fi. In these 4 years and 8 months that you've been active in the office, the areas that we are talking about in terms of that, I just want to phrase a bit there in terms of the area that it was just at the one-sided area. If I look at in terms of the sponsorship, in terms of the upgrade Berthold and Teokashmune, the soup kitchen and so on. So I'm looking at the angle which is the one-sided angle. And in terms of the Wi-Fi as well, it's also at a one-sided angle. So I just want to understand that how did this Wi-Fi impact the community's lives, actually, in terms of all within the Constitution? I'm talking about the 30 within the whole Constitution, in terms of your 4 years and 8 months active in the office, because I don't want to talk about implementation, because I don't know whether you'll come back or there's a new person. That is now implementation that you are talking about. So what we have done, that is my other number 1 question. And the other one is that I believe in these 4 years and 8 months, does Councillor notice or have seen that there were houses that were not having electricity and running water, How did this Wi-Fi impacted them or helped them in terms of when we are talking about the implementation of Wi-Fi? So that is the number 2 question. So thank you very much. It's only what I wanted to ask.
Thank you, sir. We will allow Honorable Councillor to tackle the 4 questions before we take another round of questions.
It's a marathon race. To start with my young sister here, she said that if I'm given an opportunity again, what else I'm going to bring to the constituency. Number 1 is to Wi-Fi-ing the whole constituency. To make sure that at every, this idea, if I brought a Wi-Fi at the school, the Wi-Fi must cover the neighboring area. Okay, when you look demarcation of the schools in the constituency, we brought the Wi-Fi here at Jacob Marengo. The next schools that we are going to take the Wi-Fi to, the program that was also being recommended as viable is to take Wi-Fi to Jacob, to Moses Vadebale, and to cover that area of Moses Vadebale. Therefore, it will cover the Namatin and also some area of Soweto. And then to bring Wi-Fi to another schools, that will be number 1. Secondly, the budget that we allocate to income generating must increase. It's very less, I agree, especially in the last 5 years. It's only 57 people benefited from that. At least maybe every constituency, if it's being allocated 1 million a year, it's going to do a great justice to that. That's number 2. Yeah, number 3 is to bring Katutura Central. We don't have a government school. Well, Jacob Marengo is a private school. Is to make sure that we are going to have the high schools of our own, secondary school. That's number 3. 4 is the vocational training center. We must have a vocational training center that is going to cover the gap of those who wouldn't make it to grade 10, and some people, they have only grade 0, but at least they can do something with their hands, and they must be going through appraisals to get something. And we must also cater for that group of people. And so those are some of the things that I can remember from the top of my head. On the next. And she said, what I have not done, the project that I promised people that I didn't do. I was very simple. I was not in parable. When I became a councillor, I was very simple. I didn't have those parable of saying, vote Katjaimo for youth empowerment and job creation. I was very straight. I said that if you elect me, I'm going to give you a Wi-Fi. And I did that. If you elect me, I'm going to paint the houses. And I did that. I think I have done what I promised people on my first tenure.
The 2 questions from the gentleman, the Wi-Fi.
On the gentleman.
Yes, how has the Wi-Fi benefited the elderly and the pensioners? And
the Wi-Fi, let me try to contextualize this. Let me try to contextualize this in the sense that some people, they don't understand the impact of Wi-Fi. For the students to go to UNAM, you need money from who? From your parents, the elder. And this elder is no longer giving you that $100 or $50 to go to UNAM, which means she did what? She invested that money into something else, isn't it? Therefore, the Wi-Fi benefited everyone, the young to the old. Yes. Another one, what was another question?
The second question? Thank you. I would like to just request, while we are getting the gentleman ready for his question, can I please request my colleague Vincent Kadongo-Minya to please just summarize the response for the gentleman that was given by the Honorable Councillor. Please, very briefly. You must move this side, please. Yes, we'll come to you, sir. We'll move this side.
Okwepa, Mwiko na napura tena kediro. Yeah, shimotara we kuongwa. Yeah. Mundu anate waongwa kusha. Sindele, continue with another question, please.
Thank you. Please just hold on, please. Can I please request that the people who have questions that would like to pose questions, may I just see by a show of hands so that we identify the people and we line them up. So, excuse me, sir, you will get a second round, but let's allow people that haven't spoken yet. So once the gentleman here is done, I will allow the gentleman in front to please come forward and then pose your question. So 2 questions from the gentleman and then we'll come to you, sir.
Thank you so much, moderator, and then honorable councillor. Well, mine will maybe just be a follow-up with regards to Katutura Expo. Because honorable councillor, when you say we do not have enough resources that have been allocated to the office to at least try and empower as many people as possible. That's your reasoning, and that's true. I agree. Now, remember Katutura Expo was empowering a lot of small businesses. That was generating income for the locals. Now you're reasoning that this was a private initiative. But that's precisely what the responsibilities of leaders are, to initiate things that will empower their people. Now, if this was a private initiative, what was wrong with you, for example, saying, this was a private initiative, but this was beneficial to my people, so let me continue where he left off? Or if you did you try maybe to continue with it and you were not given the proper contacts? Or what was happening? So can you please give us details there so that we can at least know that you tried and then nothing was done?
Just hold on, Honorable Councillor. Thank you. Can we take another question from this side before the Honorable Councillor responds to the first question? Then we have 2. Just hold on.
Good afternoon. Honorable Councillor, I do not stand up to fight you. I'm Evie Armando Peter. I am a member of the CDC for the Katutura Central Constituency. I think, Honorable Councillor, I would like to put it on record. We discussed it in our bilateral discussion, but for the record, and because I see the CRO here, so that he can take that back with him. I think, Honorable Councillor, there is a conception where in the public domain, the CDC has this central role to play in terms of advising and also a huge role in identifying the needs in our community. However, the practicality on the ground speaks something else, Honorable Councillor, in the sense that there are initiatives that then come to us when we have the CDC meeting and we need to approve. But then I ask myself the question of who are these beneficiaries? Why weren't we as CDC members involved in the identification of these individuals? For instance, the ICA. We found a list of beneficiaries. We are supposed to identify, we are supposed to approve, but who are these people? Who am I not doing an injustice towards if I'm just to approve, Honorable Councillor? I don't think it is for you to answer that, but for the CRO to take in terms of the policy of decentralization and the role that the CDC ought to play, Honorable Councillor. But moving forward, Honorable Councillor, I would also like to salute you and say that you, I don't know whether you alluded to the members of the community on the building of the new constituency office. And when the building started and the procurement was approved, you said that those that are to work there in the construction should be young people from our constituency. I salute you for that, Honorable Councillor. Also, equally, I would like to also thank you in terms of the diversity. I think you and I had back-to-back fights, and we said that we need to include all our people. And I can speak for the record, Honorable Councillor, for the past 2 years that I have been here, when the beneficiary list comes out, let's use, for instance, just this year's list of students that got assistance for the registration. There was, on that list, there were names that I could see that you were trying to be diverse, or you were not trying. It is on record that the constituency office tried to be diverse in the allocation of who benefited, Honorable Councillor. And equally, to say, Honorable Councillor, that the development that is supposed to happen at the Moses under bail, we had the CDC meeting the other day, and we saw that it was recommended and development will be coming, the Honorable Councillor. But my issue is, Honorable Councillor, the role that members of the constituency ought to play in terms of participation and bringing development, again falls back to the CRO to say what is the initial idea around the CDC, and if there is no vision for the CDC, let us move away from CDC. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. We'll allow Honorable Councillor to respond to the questions before we take another round of questions.
Yes, I want to allude to my fellow leader of this constituency for your input. Thank you so much for that. And I think where we're supposed to take note, we noted that. And on my brother who asked about the Katutura Expo, I elevated Katutura Expo from being Katutura Expo to Khomas Expo. I initiated it. I realized it was a very brilliant idea. It was a very brilliant idea. It was a very good initiative. Yeah, and also small businesses owners used to benefit from from that Katutura Expo. But I wanted it to make it bigger and better, to have a direct competitor against the Windhoek show. Therefore, I took a motion. I penned the motion that I took to Khomas Regional Council, which was approved and also supported by all the councillors. Where we are currently now, we are at the formulating level, where we are formulating the policy which is going to govern the Khomas Expo, so that the Khomas Expo tomorrow will not be Katjaimo things. It's going to belong to Khomas, which is the institution. Yes.
Thank you, Honorable Councillor. I'll take another round of questions again. Yes, ma'am. Oh, sorry. Please hold on, ma'am. Please hold on. Let's allow the Honorable to also pose his question.
Thank you, Madam Moderator, Honorable Councillor. As we love and see your efforts and what you are doing, there are just two questions I have, and also with the concerns in this House. I'm hearing about speed humps, rate and taxes for the elders, many other issues that are not actually falling in the armpits of regional council, but are really local authority of Windhoek. And I believe that colleagues bringing this up is because of that mishap. Can Councillor just tell us what is the relationship between the local authority and the regional council in answering some of those concerns, like the riverbeds, houses in the riverbeds, squatters, and all those things that are more in the armpits of the local authority? Because I think there is a confusion, but I accept that Councillor maybe must explain what is the relationship. The second one, I think, in Namibian constitution, where we have liberties that are the freedom and rights, fundamental freedom of rights, no one's rights must be violated because they belong to a certain tribe or a certain race. And I believe, and I'm asking a question as a resident, as a Namibian, but also a political office bearer, a high political office bearer of his party that have this responsibility. And I want to ask this guy a question. Is it true? And I say it's not, you say it's not true. But there is serious allegation of tribal issues here and tribal whatever. Shall we maybe give a chance to see some of those beneficiaries? And if not, also what will be done to maybe strengthen that? Because I think it's a serious allegation, and I believe that Councillor said, can we read the name of beneficiaries? Maybe if that can be done. But also in future, maybe how will we do more stakeholders engagement to have more people feel inclusive? Because I know, because I'm visiting, I know people in the single quarters, in Namalokazin that have benefits. But maybe these people does not know. How do we explain that? But I think also the difference between local authority and regional council and just partnership, because most of the people of speed harms and many other things are more local authority. But what is the relationship to strengthen that?
Thank you, sir. Thank you. We'll allow the Honorable Councillor to respond to the two questions before we take another round. The first question is the relationship between the local authorities and regional?
Yes, we have a very good working relationship with City of Windhoek. You know, every year City of Windhoek, or when they're about to approve.
Sorry, can we please have a bit of limited movement so we allow the councillor to give the responses? Thank you.
You know, we have a very good, City of Windhoek is one of the main stakeholders in the Khomas region, because the issues, many of the issues that we are dealing with is the water, water and electricity, speed humps, and so forth. And those are solely falling under City of Windhoek. But we always engage them. Every year, the City of Windhoek, before they approve their own budget, they table it to us. And many a times, we raise those issues. That how much did you allocate for speed hump? How much did you do for this? And how much did you do for that? But it's not falling directly under me. Therefore, I don't have that very much power than just trying to influence them to do what the residents are asking for.
And then the second question, maybe
The second question of
clarify the tribal allegations.
I'm very much disheartened that when some people want to become politician, or if they want to lead a constituency, now they are playing a trouble card, which is totally uncalled for, not true, baseless accusation that belong in the pit of hell. It's not true at all. I'm not a trouble person. I don't drive a trouble agenda. I know the residents of this constituency, and I serve all of them equally with passion and love. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Councillor. I'll take another round of questions from ma'am. 2 questions, and please be very brief and to the point, ma'am. Thank you.
Good afternoon, good evening. Councillor Rodman, Katjaimo knows me. I am the CDC member of Katutura Central Constituency. Is it true? I am the CDC member of Katutura Central Constituency. Is it true?
You? I don't know whether you were or you are still.
Okay. I am the first one in the community. The community was community taking huminte. Am I? Not Rodman. And did I get uiro de uti uidi kaking humye takyo jimi ne ngonang uidi idets kakara rechmakau otske a kansela central stita. A by 4 built did I get me? Am I 4 built ge nepke tamaraba, nepke namaba, nepke hereroba, nekwen wanjirasi, timaye sirakan, tisida, pensinata, diramieta, yewata go maiba mayo neba koti, nokta ge maye hot ma kansela to go me, or the grand abutuye kansela pra, nga hurosa da ge me, or the naikemu, kawe, what bakaye. He's a soccer man, he's not the councillor. He's a soccer man. He's good in soccer, but he's not a councillor. Tipke ne councillor ba. A kandors ngata kasio. It's only this one. Fesi is in the office. It's Fesi this side. It's Fesi this side. If you come Tuesday, Fesi, it's only Fesi. If you come Wednesday, it's only Fesi. If you come Thursday, he's going to the village. Ne? He's not in the office. And the problems are so lot of the problems. Did I get a miske? Did I get the problems I get gogo? Did I get the first I die Iran Ibasen CDC sets Kagmuyo, die that season CDC sets Kagmuyo, or get me only for Councillor Katjaimo. They said, no matter I go. Katjaimo Councillor of what must I do? I was asking for him. And then I told for Jackie name and this CDC story. It's our people, the pensioners and all people is not working. It's in the problem, this side. We are going to look in the house and it was on the dark. There is no water. Me and Jackie was starting. And then the Sean was coming to help us with the photocopy katibami. And later was Sean and Omelaki and Mr. and who, it was later only that we was going to the people and ask the people, what is the problems in the community? Tai a problem community without our councillor. He's a soccer man. He's not a councillor. But we are asking for him, what is the problem in the community? Am I drami? Tidage tiami or otage? You, Verona, and that one, my name is that one. It's not the Meme Elfriede, it's that one. And you, that one, and the other one, you must move out. I say,
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Your point is taken.
The governor is the first one. We must told me I must move out the CDC and the community, not the councillor.
Thank you, ma'am. Your point is taken.
Maybe.
Sorry.
See, of the councillor, komiske, iteske ngapke hasadi, sida teske, amai. Katutura residents did agree, sida teske. The Herero community knows, the Tamara community knows, the Nama community knows. A fair fan gege my new painska, tipke sida councillor by Gemi, at the the fair fedi, it's good, it's very good. But in Nama location, there is a maskeha, data grotto satratesa. Instego honeransa auka is paint baika. Tot van dag toe weet ons nie waar is die paint nie. Nee? So, councillor, please help us from the other 5 years. But me, I'm the councillor for other 5 years.
Thank you, ma'am. We will allow, sorry, ma'am, please hold on. In the interest of time, because we might have to cross back to normal programming, I will allow the councillor to please respond to the other questions that were posed. And the audience that still have outstanding questions, we please encourage you to please send the questions through to the councillor's office in writing, or you may also approach through the CDC and other existing structures so that you can send through your questions. I will allow the Honorable Councillor to please respond, so we also summarize briefly.
The very last question.
Yes, the last questions from Oma.
The last one, it was not more about question, it's more about political rhetoric. It was more about the political rhetoric, and also I want to put it on record here, that these members of Katutura community, all of them, they belong to the same team. Therefore, I realize that what they are doing is just a campaign. If there is a person who benefited most, even from the blankets that we are handing out, the food that we are giving, the food parcels that we are giving, and the blankets that we are handing out all the time, she's one of those people. And for her today to come here and saying that I'm just a soccer person, I'm not a councillor, I think it's just a political rhetoric. Therefore, I don't want to dwell much into that. And I want to put it on record that I'm very much a national leader who belong to all Namibians, and also who believe that tribalism will not take us anywhere. It's just going to destroy it. It's going to destroy us. Therefore, for those who have more questions, I'm always available. And the community themselves, they know which days I'm attending to them. And I have been doing a very marvelous job on delivering on many of their problems. But if the team came here as my political opponent, you don't have much to say about it.
Thank you, Honorable Councillor. Thank you. We'll also end it there. I would like to thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us. We were in conversation with the Councillor of Katutura Central, Honorable Rodman Katjaimo, speaking to his constituency about some of the strides he has made. That also brings us to the end of this interactive session. Join us again on Thursday as we engage the Councillor of Windhoek East constituency, Honorable Brian Black, who will also speak about some of his strides and comments and also the development agenda in his constituency. Until then, it's bye for now.